Hello and welcome to IBTimes TV. I'm the Anna Brinder, Business Editor for the International Business Times. I'm at the Women in the City Awards event that promotes, recognises and rewards female talent. Earlier, I caught up with Professor Sue Vinnicombe. Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
So it would be great to kick off with obviously the Cranfield School of Management's benchmark reports that come out. Can you tell me about the environment at the moment in terms of women in the FTSE 100?
Yes, there has been some steady progress. In our last report, which came out at the beginning of this month, we're pleased to announce that the percentage of women on the top FTSE 100 boards has now risen to 19%. But of course, you will remember that we have set a target on the Davis Committee, of which I'm a member, of 25% by 2015. So still some way to go. And we're still not quite at the pace which we'd set. I mean, we recognised a couple of years ago that a third of new appointments needed to go to women in order to reach that target. And we've dropped slightly in the last year, but I think so it needs a real resurgence of effort to reach that 25% by 2015.
Do you think it's going to be more of a reality that the UK government's going to install quotas for boards because of the slow pace in terms of women at CEO level for FTSE 100 companies?
I don't think so. I mean, I know that last week the EU proposal from Viviane Reding on 40% quotas by 2020 did go through, it may be its final round of debate, and was unanimously passed. The position with the UK government is we are still vehemently against it, and I think the key reason for that is quotas changes the numbers, but it doesn't really change the cultures, which is why we feel that our approach on being voluntary and business-led, whereby businesses have to make up their minds as to how they're increasing the number of women on boards, is the best and the most effective way forward.
Okay, and in terms of the Women in the City event, which we're at the moment,
yes.
Can you tell me how important it is to have organisations like this to promote and reward female talent? Do you think that there's some criticisms that that may actually silo the issue overall?
No, not at all. I think it's a really significant event. And one of the pieces of it which I think really enhances it and brands this particular event are the awards that Gwen gives. And in the awards, there's awards in each of the professions, and they not only recognise women's success in their profession, but vitally importantly, we as the judges on those awards also look at what has that woman done to help other women, and I think that's a very important message.
Do you think that's the key ingredient then in terms of businesses over the longer term? Not only hiring, but also promoting women at a more senior level?
Definitely. I mean, I'm very aware, and we're very aware on the Davis Committee, that the increase in the number of women on boards is primarily coming from non-executive directors. I mean, there's so much coverage of, you know, the poor 6% of executive directors who are women on the FTSE 100. So the real work has got to be to work on that pipeline of understanding at a very deep level as to why it is that whilst we have so many women, talented women flooding into organisations, they don't seem to come through. What is it about the way we manage talent that somehow we overlook so many women?
Sure. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
It's a pleasure.
Good luck.